friends, welcome back to the Frisk Homestead. I am Erica and this is take 2. So I actually already filmed this video yesterday. Maybe it was the day before. So I filmed and I had 32 minutes of talking about all of my projects. And then there was no audio. Yeah, that was so much fun. So much fun. But welcome back. Welcome to the homestead. Like I said, my name is Erica. If you've never been here before, welcome. This is my channel where we talk about all of my crafting adventures, whether that be knitting or crochet, mostly crochet because I've been crocheting since I was 8 and that was a really, really long time ago. I've been knitting for about, I guess, 2.5 years now. So I'm a fairly new knitter, I guess I could say. So if you have been here before, you may notice that it has been quite a long time since I filmed. We got sick at the end of February, all into March, and we're a large family. This is 10 people in this house. I have 8 kids, so it took a while for it to go through all of us and then for all of us to feel better. And you probably hear a little bit of the crazy still happening in my voice. So I'm sorry if that bothers you because it does feel very irritating. So I'm still getting over that. So I have, since it's been, I guess February was the last time we sat down to chat, I've got, let's see, I think I have multiple finished objects. I'm looking at my notes. Multiple finished objects, and what happens when you're stuck inside and you don't feel good, and casting on another project makes you feel better. So lots of whips to bring to you today. So you can check out all the things that we have. Now, a lot of the finished objects, like I said, a lot of these finished objects happened weeks ago, so a lot of them were gifts, so they've already been gifted, they're gone, but I will pop up a picture of all of the things that I finished so that you can see what those are. So without further ado, let me open my journal here so that I can see exactly what I need to talk about. So my first finished object was actually a pair of socks for my 10-year-old, and he was requesting some socks, and he wanted them green. So this is the pair of socks that I finished for him. He is quite in love with them. I think I had, these were some shorty socks, so I had, I cannot remember the name of the yarn. And since I forgot to say it in the beginning, you will find all of the links in the description box of where you can find me. I will link the project pages down below also. This was a 12 round cuff of knit 2 purl 2 ribbing, and then I did a 15 round leg. So those were just kind of like short socks for him, and that was in that tonal green color. I started those at the end of January, and then I finished them in February so that he got to wear those, and he fell in love with that. And I'm a heel flap, slip stitch, heel flap, and gusset kind of gal, so that's what I did for his socks. I think that was all for those. My next finished object was another pair of socks, and that was for my other son who was 8 and turning 9. The really hard part about being sick in March is we have 3 birthdays in our house. So there were a lot of them were sick for their birthday, so it was very difficult. So because he was sick on his birthday, I wanted to make sure I finished his socks on time. So these are the socks that I finished for him. And it was, I actually used Summerlee's, the French Connection striped socks. Let's see. Yep, I started those at the end of February, and finished those just before his birthday on St. Patrick's Day. So he was very excited about those. And I actually did the type of stripe that I did. I guess it's very specific for the main color and the accent color. So I just followed that pattern. And then I made a few modifications as far as to, like, I think I did a 10 round cuff, knit 2 purl 2 for the cuff in the main color. And then I just followed her French Connection striped socks through the rest of it. And did slip stitch heel flap and finished those up, and he is in love with those. So that was a really good project. I actually have no more socks on the needles, so I have too many projects, too many whips at the moment, so I don't want to cast on another pair of socks just yet until I can get some of these other projects off. But that was the last pair of socks that I had. So my next finished object was a cup cozy, and that was actually an order from somebody. So I'm going to pop a picture of that up. I actually made the cup cozy because they ordered the cup cozy, but I have the that's my cup cozy pattern. And I also have that in the shop. So if you want to make a cup cozy, check that pattern out. And then my next finished object was a couple of my daughters wanted possums. They were like, Mom, can you make me a possum? So I was like, okay, let's get on this possum train and make some possums. So I found this really cute possum pattern called Polly the Plush Possum, and it's by Theresa's Crochet Shop. And I'll link all this below. So I had Bernat Blanket and Premier Parfait Chunky, and I made her, it's already been gifted, so I'll pop a picture up. This is her cute little possum. And he's just adorable. And I think one day, I just did it in a day because it was such a cute little easy pattern. So he was quite quick to work up. I also, my other daughter, she wanted a possum, but she wanted a possum in the laying position, so more like a prone kind of position. So I found another pattern, and it was called, let me see, the Possum Family by Pami Dolls. And I also used the Bernat Blanket and the Parfait Chunky for hers. And so this is not a finished object, but it only requires the little paws. So it's almost finished. And there's some wire in the tail so you can bend it up, curl it up. This is Mama Possum. The pattern comes with Mama Possum and 3 baby possums, like on the picture. So it's very cute. So that, I'm calling it because all it needs is paws. Those are going to be quick. So my last finished object is a flower basket coaster. And I made this for my neighbor because she loves flowers and she loves things that are floral. And so I wanted her to have this little coaster basket. But of course, she loved it. I'm going to pop a picture. She loved it, but she won't use the basket. She won't use the coaster because she says the basket's too pretty with the flowers, the bouquet of flowers. So that's totally fine. So that was fun. That was a cute little pattern. I do not remember. If I can find it, I will link down below in the description box the name of the pattern and the designer on that one. Okay, on to the whips. I have so many whips. It's just not even funny at this point. So let's get started on some whips. So like I said, when you're sick, let me just cast on one more. Let me just cast on one more. So my first was, I had some yarn that I just dyed recently, and I'll pop a picture. This is my hand-dyed yarn. I have four of, I think I only have 4 skeins left of this. I'm calling it Field of Poppies, and it's in my shop, thefriskhomestead.com. It was so lovely. It was beautiful. So of course I wanted to cast on something with this yarn. So I decided to cast on a Musselburgh hat by Ysolda Teague. And this, I am using, this is 75-25, 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. So it's a really nice sock yarn. So I am through the beginning of the hat, and I am in just the stockinette knitting. And I'm hoping that you can really see the colors, because they're just so pretty. And I think this is going to be a really nice hat. So I love the way this is working up. So this is just something kind of like, you know, mindless knitting, I guess, especially since I don't have socks to work on right now. Since it's just stockinette, I'm on the stockinette section, so we're just knitting a big old tube. So I'm working through that, and I started this at the end of February, so I am not really in any kind of hurry to get through it. So hopefully, here is a look at the yarn caked up. So it's quite nice. Quite nice. My next whip, this was also, I guess I could tell you, I keep all these in their own little project bags. This was just in a little bag that I got at Barnes & Noble, I think. Just a little, it was super cute. And it's great for socks, but I put the little hat in here and we're good to go. My next whip is in this little bag that I got when I got a newborn pillow for my son when he was born last year. It was like a little gomy bear. Well, I got rid of the pillow because he got older, so the bag was so super cute. I was like, let me keep it for a project bag. So this is my second ever color work project. And this is called the Fair Isle Bag by JGG Knitting on Etsy. And I am using so many different colors, but I'm using King Cole wool, Aran wool, in multiple different colors. Lots of colors. So this is where I am so far. And I am loving it. I'm hoping you can see all of the pretties. I'm into the second chart. This was the first chart, and I'm in love with it. And I'm doing my absolute best to make sure that my tension is even and everything is being held properly. And I absolutely love this. But if you are an experienced knitter, I would love it. Drop me a comment and let me know, it doesn't bother me, it's just a little bumpy, but does that block out? Does this like smooth itself out in blocking? Because it's not bad, it's just a little bit. And I know it's tension. Like I'm doing a pretty good job. If you see, my floats are like pretty even. They're pretty nice, I think, personally. If you don't think so, let me know. But I'm in love with this. So my goal is, if I can get this finished, I would like to put a lining in it. And I think it would be so pretty. It's actually got, this is the top. It's being knit from the top down. And I have these really pretty handles that I'm going to be putting on the back. So I'm really excited about that. Very excited about that. So that, I think, I don't have anything else. I did start that in the throes of sickness. So into February, beginning of March. And it is a gift knit. So we shall see how that goes. Next whip is, if you remember from my last episode, I started a mushroom guy. So when I started the mushroom guy, I started the mushroom guy with the Bernat blanket. And I fully knit his body, got the big part out of the way, and I knit his head, and he was beautiful. And I was getting to the bottom of the head, and I was almost finished. And when I went to pull the yarn, it snapped. Yeah, as Bernat blanket does. So it snapped. I was very frustrated, and Mushroom Guy became a hibernating whip for a moment. I will come back to him. I will frog his head as much as possible, pull the stuffing, and then I will just remake his head. And then we can kind of, because the body's already done. This big body is already complete, and it's so cute. But it was just really discouraging when it snapped. And if you know, you know. Sometimes that yarn can really, if you're trying to, especially if you're trying to make a magic ring, that yarn is notorious for being snap worthy. So that is what has happened to the Mushroom Guy. But hopefully by next podcast, I will have Mushroom Guy picked back up, and we will be going again with him. So my next whip is actually, I don't think I brought it. Okay, I didn't bring it. I have decided, well, I brought part of it. I decided in my kitchen I wanted to free up some of my counter space. It kind of bothers me when flat spaces get cluttered. I do not like that. If you notice, I like empty pencil. I like clean, flat, empty. Things belong where they belong. Let's put them there. So I have a problem when flat surfaces become cluttered with too many things. So we have baskets for fruit. Not a big deal. Fruit belongs in baskets. It's totally fine. We have apple baskets, banana baskets, baskets for napkins. We have our cloth napkins, and then I have a basket with avocados and things like that. I wanted something vertical. I want baskets hanging so that I can get the things off my surfaces. That's just a preference. So I found a hanging basket crochet pattern by Heart Hook Home. And I am using, I think she did 5 rings, but I'm only doing 3. I'm doing an 8-inch ring, a 10-inch ring, and a 12-inch ring. And it's a really pretty colorway, variegated colorway by I Love This Yarn Cotton. And so I have finished all of the rings, and of course I didn't bring it, so maybe if I can remember, I'll take a picture and pop it up here. But so I finished the rings, but now I'm moving on to she calls to you to make a Romanian cord. And this is in a bag, my little Abeka bag. Because we got a free bag when we were at homeschool conference. So I have made 1 Romanian cord, and I'm tangled. I'm ridiculously tangled. Let me untangle here. Okay, cord. Beautiful Romanian cord. I don't know if you've seen a Romanian cord, but oh, they're pretty. So pretty. Very sturdy, very stretchy. I'm just using, for the cord, I'm using a cone of white Lily sugar and cream. So I have 2 more cords to make, 2 more Romanian cords, and then I'll be able to put my basket together, and then we're good to go. I can hang it up, and it'll be nice. So my next whip is, I'm trying to hurry because I can hear my son. If you hear him, I'm so sorry. I can hear him. He's a daddy, but he's had enough daddy time and I think he's ready for mommy. So my next project is in another little bag from christianbook.com that I got at conference. It was free. So I just used what I got for a lot of my project bags. So this is a pattern by, I'm gonna write it down kind of gal. So I've got my trusty dusty little book here. This is called the Rosebud Raglan. This is a crochet sweater and it's by Knits and Knots. And I am using the Paint Box Ombre Aran Wool in shade number 09, which is like a really beautiful blue ombre. And I'm making the size large. It's so pretty. And I keep trying it on. And I think by the time I get, if I'm covering up my mic, I think I'm making the size large and it's so pretty. And I think by next, I definitely will have it finished by next cold weather season. So I think this will be, and of course, if it doesn't fit, it'll be a gift. And that's okay because I'm actually having a lot of fun making this. There's a lot of the patterns that I write myself and put on in my shop. I love the lemon peel stitch. I use it a lot. I put it in a lot of my patterns, and of this, this is the a lot of this is the lemon peel stitch. So it's been really fun to knit or to crochet on. I think I said that. Yeah, I said I was making a large. Yep. So I forgot to write what day I started that. I'm sure it was in the throes of sickness, sometime in beginning of March. Okay, my last whip is in a bag, a free bag that I got homeschool conference because I like my free bags. So I have other bags. Let me start there. Okay. All right. My next whip is actually a very special whip. I am using, I ordered last year the Hypnotic Yarn Sip and Stitch Advent. Beautiful Advent. I got the 12 minis and it came on this little card for the Sip and Stitch 25. Drank all my tea, pulled out my yarn. It was so beautiful. Had no clue what to do with it. So I set it aside and it came in like these cute little bags each day. Loved it. So I let it sit because I wanted to come up with the perfect project for this yarn. Well, one of the ladies that I watch on YouTube, actually two different ladies I watch on YouTube, but one of the ladies who I watch on YouTube is hosting a crochet along. Amber at alovelyyarn podcast is hosting a crochet along in support of crochet. I'll have to look it up. Let me see my pattern page here. Crochet Object. We are making her granny striped shawl by Crochet Object. She lives in Israel and I follow her. She's on YouTube. She's M Day's vlog. I watch her also. I watch Amber a lot on A Lovely Yarn podcast. And she's hosting this crochet along. So of course I thought this granny striped shawl is perfect for these 12 minis. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to make sure that I have all that information down in case you want to be a part of it, because this crochet along will go all the way to the end of April. So if you want to jump on and be a part of it, this is, yes, 12 minis, all hypnotic yarn. That's all fingering weight. So I'm just following her pattern, and I'm going in the order in which the bag that were numbered on the bags. So 1 through 12. But these colors, it's just so good. Look. And I'm really hoping that you're picking up the colors and it's not washing it out or dull in any way, because they're so beautiful. It's just so good. I'm not even halfway done, but I'm just so in love with it. So it's going to be this really pretty, and the way she has the way the pattern is designed, it drapes nicely. So you can wear it as a shawl, or you can wear it as a scarf. You just want to tie it around. So really, really fun pattern. I'm working through that, and I can't wait till it's finished. This will probably be a gift. That's what I think I'm going to turn that into, a gift. So, yes, I think that is all the whips that I had. Yeah, for now. I have a couple of things that are in hibernation right now that I will pull back out probably in one of my next videos, so we can talk about whether or not you think I should just frog them or do something different. I haven't acquired new yarn because my goal is to work through my stash. So I bought nothing. I have bought nothing, and that's the really hard part about stash downs. I see all my yarn. I know I want to use all my yarn. So I want to just cast on everything with all this yarn. Bad idea. Don't do it. So I'm going to work through these pieces that I have, get some things finished, get some more finished objects out off my plate, out into the world, and then maybe we'll talk about the goals of casting on and starting some new things. So we are not really watching anything new at the moment, and I have not been reading because I've been sick and I didn't feel like reading. So now that we're feeling better, we're starting to garden, we're starting to put seeds, and it's just been lots of outdoor yard work because the weather is starting to get nice and warm up. So let me know if you want to see little snippets of some of the homesteading things that go on around here, and I will pop those into some of the beginning footage. So if you like hanging out with me, and if you like talking about some of my projects with me, and if you like this kind of content, don't forget to like and hit subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss anything when I come on. And hopefully I will see you in 2 weeks, and I hope you are well, and I hope you enjoy all the fun things that you're getting up to. So we will see you next time. Bye, guys.